It's 6 minutes to midnight. I'm procrastinating and crafting. I recently started on a new project that I want to try and finish in like the next 2 weeks. I'm not like a total stranger to crocheting. Like, I've made some hats, some sweater vests. For a while I exclusively made sweater vests because I didn't want to make anything with sleeves. I've even knit this vest. It's a two-tone thing. I've done a lot of like really small scale projects, and I did attempt to crochet a sweater, I want to say like a month or two ago. The problem is I get really frustrated with reading and counting for patterns, and I never really wanted to make a patchwork sweater just because like it looks like so much work to actually attach everything together. But because I'm trying to do like more mindless stuff right now, I've just been making these squares in class. I'm using this sweater that I already know that I like to map out how large I want everything to be. So for the front panel, I did 2x4 for each half. Okay, now my epic crocheting montage is gonna start. I'm just gonna talk about all the mistakes that I made. The first one was using a 2.5mm hook because of how thin my yarn was, which meant it took me 30 minutes to make one square, and I had to make over 50. This was just a terrible mistake. The other mistake I made was using yarns that had different weights, and this is because I was trying to use up a lot of different yarn that I had, and like they were all on the thinner side, but some of them were a little thinner than others. So I had to go by measurement instead of stitch number. So some of them were like 26 stitches, some were 24, some were 25, and it just made things kind of confusing. And it also meant that the sizes weren't exactly identical. I also ended up using a houndstooth pattern. I originally wanted to do plaid, but because of how thin my yarn was, it just didn't look that nice, and my colors didn't go that well with plaid either. Here I'm just watching some videos to stay entertained. Please don't look at this curve in my back. Crafting has really taken a toll on my wrist mobility, finger numbness, general posture. So if you're attempting a large project, maybe stay a little more aware than I was. Here I'm just making more houndstooth. Shout out to Allison for the great birthday present in the background. From now, I'm just gonna voice over this entire part because I was so out of it. I don't know why I thought I had like 40 something squares. I probably only had like 34 max. Like, looking at that stack, it's obviously not enough to make a full sweater. I don't know what I was on. I actually was running out of yarn, so I started having to add random colors in. So I added a pink, I also added a blue. Okay, I've made some progress. I did these two strips. Probably gonna be for the back panel. I was having trouble actually trying to get the mattress stitch to work for this, but I ended up giving up and just like sewing the pieces together and trying to make it as seamless as it could be. I'm having trouble because the squares don't line up perfectly, and I can't really fix it, but I'm just gonna hope for the best. Okay, I thought I was gonna be done really soon, but I majorly screwed up and I like didn't leave a space for the neck hole. So let me show you what I mean. Basically, I have this front panel here and then the two sleeves on either side, but I like messed up, and because this is 4x4, when I put the top panels on, it doesn't leave a space for like where the opening and like the neckline will be. So if I add in a separate panel, then there's this space and I can add all the ribbing here because there's just literally no neckline if it's like this. So now I have to add in another panel. Problem is I'm out of yarn. Like, I don't exactly have any more purple or green or blue, so I'm probably just gonna try and like take off like one or two from here and replace them with white, and then add them into the side with some other white squares. This is so sad. Like, I really wanted to finish this like tonight. Like, I've been working on this nonstop for like the past 2-3 days, but It's currently like 2:14. My fan is on. I'm not gonna turn it off just for this. I added my back panels and now I can put it all together. Nothing lines up well, and like I really tried to fix it, but I simply could not. Because I just finished putting everything together and it looks like this. Just ignore the fact that this is cropped and that the shirt is so... Okay, let's just pretend, you know, the bottom part doesn't exist. But I'm like pretty excited. I really want to make like really tight cuffs, so the sleeve kind of like, I don't know, it'll like poof out a little bit, and then I need to add all of the bottom base. I need to add basically like all of the ribbing, but like I'm really happy with it. Like this this is literally taking me so long. It's been a while. Basically I made 2 cuffs and I attached one and it looks nice like this, but the problem is when I actually wear it, it's kind of weird because the sleeve is kind of long. So if I actually stick my hand through this part, it's really floppy and it doesn't look that nice. So my plan is to take this off and then instead knit. So I want to pick up stitches from where the cuff is supposed to start and then knit the ribbing instead, because I think that might be easier, because I want to control like how wide the cuff is, but it's like really hard to make it all like, I don't know, poof out. I attached the sleeve and it looked so bad, like genuinely so bad, because I folded like half of the sleeve in to try and make it like a puff sleeve, but it's just not working. So I think I'm going to give up on the like big puffy sleeve idea and just do like just do ribbing like directly into it, because this is not working. I like didn't think the end part where I'm just trying to attach everything would be this hard and annoying. These sleeves are the only thing keeping me from being done, so I'm like extremely irritated. I'm struggling. It's like a couple hours later, I finished all of the sleeve ribbing. This is the final look. I still have this hanging out, but I might redo this ribbing if I do get buttons for my friend, but that won't be for like a couple more months and I don't want to buy new buttons. But it looks like this. I'm so excited. It's also like so hot. Like I wouldn't recommend making this type of stuff in the summer if you don't have air conditioning, which I don't have, but like maybe not the best fit for this to go with, but oh, I love it. I actually got the cuffs to like taper in a little bit. I'm so satisfied. It took me like a couple of weeks to do this because I broke down everything into different steps, and then I kind of gave up and got annoyed when I had to put everything together. Then I moved, then I had to do all the ribbing, and then I redid the ribbing like so many different times. But oh my goodness, like I'm so happy and proud of myself. Yes. I'm gonna be starting a new project with this yarn cake, so maybe I'll make a video on that too. But yeah, thank you for watching.